Hello everybody, SeKo Energy Drink Craft here, giving you some more replays of my recent ladder adventures. We've got Harmonic is the red Zerg in the bottom left, versus Omniscient, the blue Zerg in the top right. Now this game, this gentleman actually played as random. Now random I don't run into too much anymore. Even in kind of gold and platinum leagues, there wasn't that many random players. You run into them a lot at silver and bronze because people are just playing around with all the different races. So as we can see right now, he's only got 7 drones and he's going to go for a 7 pool. What you'll run into a lot if you're playing against a random person, and this is why I'm scouting really early, is that they generally have, you know, their favorite race that they're great at, their second race which they're okay at, and then a race that they suck at and they only know how to cheese. Same thing with me. I used to play random. So my Zerg was good, my Terran was good, and my Protoss sucked. So it was generally macro game, 4-gate was my style of being able to play anything. So the fact if you're ever playing against a random person on a ladder, a lower ladder, go and scout early, not only to know what they have, but to know if they're going to cheese. Because there's a much higher chance of a random person cheesing than just a regular player, I find, from my experience playing in the leagues that I'm at. So I did see the super early pool. He's got 4 lings on the way, and I put my pool down. I was going to go for an expansion on this big map, but now that I know I'm getting cheesed, I will be getting down my pool as well. So we'll bring up the units tab. That gives a good story as to what's going on. So I've got 12 workers to his 8. And he's got 4 lings popping out. And I do see all this stuff coming, of course, because I've got my overlords positioned well to be able to intercept anything that's going on. My drone's coming home. I probably could have left it in his base to scout around a little bit more and maybe distract the Zerglings, buy myself more time, but I wanted to get more economy, and I'm getting up a gas really fast. In these Zerg versus Zerg games, if somebody's going to go cheese you and they're not going to get speed, if you can get your speed out and a good pile of Zerglings, you will win. Like, you just have more maneuverability, more counterattack options, everything. So I've got double his workers, and he is sneaking in a spine crawler. Now if we go to my vision, I can't see that. At the very edges of your creep, you actually won't be able to see things. I get supply blocked, so I did do a reactor cancel, and he's pooling his attackers at the front. I'll pause for a second. Now I've done enough of my cheeses as well to be able to give a little bit of thought to this. I have 16 workers, and he's got 10 lings. Now, if he went and attacked right now with these guys, does he have more coming in soon? He's got more on the way trickling in. If he went and attacked now, just to put some pressure on, what he'd be able to do is probably kill off a good little chunk of these and kill my economy enough so that I'm going to have a really tough time defending against this, because I'm going to need to use my workers to defend. So going in here and then distracting and making me pull my drones back and forth buys you, the attacker, a lot of time to be able to get your crawler up and to cost the person mining time. That's just a little tip for people who are going to go for these kind of cheeses. But he's going to wait for really, really big numbers before he attacks. I know that he's on his way. I got slightly supply blocked, so Overlord's out. Queen's about ready to pop. And I've got myself a couple of lings. I get an inject off, Queen runs back, pull everything over to one side, and get ready to attack, and he pulls back again. Now I run into a lot of trouble making sure my units, because I didn't move my rally point. Make sure you move your rally point behind that and hold position on your units. Otherwise they're going to run forward because of this and get themselves killed. So he's got 22 lings to my... I'm building a crawler as well as defense. 22 lings to my 7 lings. So he's got more units in total than me. Such bad rallying. What I'm going to do is wait for more lings to pop. I'm going to let him attack this, and then I'm going to attack with everything that I've got. So waiting for these guys to pop, and then we're going to go in. I move all my things to the back. Now here comes everything I've got. I probably should have moved forward my crawler at the same time, but I figured I'd have a pretty good chance. So units wise, I'm losing a lot of workers. Killed off most of his lings. And He cancels the other crawler. I kill that crawler. My speed finishes up. Now he's in a lot of trouble. He runs his lings home. I hotkey mine and head them forward. I hotkeyed all my workers as well. What's very helpful in these positions where you're going to probably need your workers is to double click and hotkey all of them into one thing, so in a panic you can grab all of your units and move them. Very, very helpful if you're in these kind of tight, stressful spots. Running in with my lings now. And he's back at home. He's moving into a gas because he wants speed as well. He actually... I only got one more worker than he does, or two at this point. So it's not that big of a difference. The difference is I have speed and a queen. And that's really the big piece. I see in a second that he's got a crawler going up. So I'm going to cancel that because that buys me tons of time if I can cancel that. He gets his queen out, which is nice. And now I'm going to do what he should have did. And that's just distract. See all of his drones? They're not mining right now. He's getting no income. So I'm going to just move around all over the place, just to try to make sure I buy myself every advantage I can. I put out a bunch more workers, and I'm not going to be building more lings for a moment. Kill off that without a cancel, so he loses the 100 minerals for the structure and the 50 minerals for the drone. I actually have a lot of minerals behind this, but I just produced a big pile of lings. And I've got double his economy. He decides to make a stab at sexual preference and quietly rage quits. Now this guy actually I think could have won this game if he went for the attack earlier up here. If he actually went in with his lings sooner to put on pressure, did the damage he could, the guaranteed damage. Because, you know, an early attack like that, it's a cheese, but it's also extremely effective. If it works and you kill off enough workers, you can go back into macroing at home. I mean, there's no reason not to. If he doesn't have an expansion and you kill off half his drones, great. You essentially reset the game and you get another chance at it. But because he didn't do that, I got my speed up first. And I was able to get across the map with reinforcements more quickly. He ultimately just couldn't keep up. And he's sad face about that. Sad face. Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next time.